It was 1959. A new year, a new season. La Crosse State College was celebrating its 50th anniversary. The air was filled with excitement and high hopes, and of football. Football is part of the campus, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The years are filled with championships, wins, and losses. Friendships and bonds never broken. It was the team that made all the difference, then and now. Friendships were formed, they were strengthened, and legacies were made. It was all for the love of the game.
I played baseball and basketball in high school, but not football. When I came to the campus in the fall of 1957, I knew that I was not good enough to play collegiate basketball, so I decided to go out for football. And that got me started on my football career here at La Crosse.
Pete Liebecky. Well, I'll tell you, he was a tiger on the football field. He had a passion, just like the rest of our team, and I think that was one of what I would call a real defining character part of our 59 team, was the just that passion for the game of football.
I was scared stiff. Many of the players that came were all conference, all league and everything else, and I really was more like a step on. I didn't have any credentials to be great, so I was fearful.
Larry always was so serious. I don't know if there was any funny things about Larry. You didn't make fun of Larry. Larry would pop you, okay? So I just respected Larry as a player and as a friend. There were 450 high schools in the state of Wisconsin in 1959. I think 3 of them had weight rooms. Lopnow had his own weights up in Whittick Hall around, on a wooden track that runs around the top.
They would probably cuss me a little bit because I was always the first one in after a workout. I loved to work out. I was always in first and loved the stadium steps, and the linemen hated it. Raj particularly, he'd say I was coming out of the showers and he would be just coming into the locker room.
I can remember more than once trudging over to Whittick Hall to the locker room, which was in the basement, and sitting outside, and Ron would be showered, dressed, and on his way over to the cafeteria to have lunch or dinner, and the rest of us were just dragging ourselves in.
Love of the game to me means playing with your heart and soul during the game, and having a lot of respect for the rules and regulations of the game.
Well, in 1999, we received a phone call, and it's probably the phone call that every parent would dread receiving, and it was that my daughter, Laura, who was a flight nurse in Arizona, was killed in a plane crash. And she had 2 young grandsons. And 3 years later, on Thanksgiving weekend, we received another phone call that was a tragedy in our family, that the boys had lost their dad in a car accident. So my wife Darlene and I have raised the boys since that time in 1999. And I can remember the difficulty of that, and how Johnny Thompson, Mike Hennessy, Pete Liebecky, and others, Jim Killian, who were aware of this, and that we would talk on the phone. And what an encouragement that was, and the strength to walk through that situation was really just, I guess, kind of an afterplay of the 59 team, but it was something that personally helped me walk through that tragic situation.
In late summer of 2002, I received a letter from La Crosse announcing that I was elected to the Athletic Wall of Fame. It was 42 years after I played football at this university. And I said to my son, "Why now?" And he said, "Why not now, Dad? It's a legacy." And I said, "A legacy?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "What you have done has been an example to us, to your own children, and now to your grandchildren."
What I would like to tell my teammates is how much I appreciate what I have learned from them over the years, and also want to let them know that they played a major part in the development of my life, both personal and professional.
It was the team that made all the difference. Friendships were formed, friendships were strengthened, and legacies were made. It was all for the love of the game.